What's going on? It's game day as the Chicago Bulls are taking on the Miami Heat today at home. Can the Bulls get back in the win column after a 3-game losing streak? We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, my Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it today, y'all. Chicago Bulls are taking on the Miami Heat. Haize, which originally was listed as out, is actually in this game. Kobe White is in as well. He's on a 24 to 25-minute restriction. Kevin Huerter is out in this game. Of course, Jalen Smith is out as well. So, underhanded Bulls again. Let's see what they can do, man. That's really the thing that this comes down to, is what can the Bulls do? And that's what we're going to see. This Bulls team is capable of a lot. Unfortunately, they are a very inconsistent team. But the Miami Heat are also in the 5. They're 5-5 in their last 10 as well. Same record as the Chicago Bulls. This is going to be one of those games where, of course, we're trying to see what the Chicago Bulls can do. What can they do in this game, man? Where's the consistency at in this game for the Chicago Bulls? That's always the biggest question with this team. It's always the thing that we don't always know what we're going to get day in and day out with this team. So let's see if we can get it done. This is a Bulls team that's been very disappointing at times, but they've also been surprisingly good at times as well. So we're just trying to see what's going to happen with this team today. Hopefully we can lock in and split the series with Miami. Let's go Bulls. Let's hope so. Top Ice Cube says, let's get this win. Absolutely. Let's get this dub, man. Let's get a win. Let's get a dub here. But this is going to be a game where I wonder which version of the Miami Heat show up. On the season overall, they're the third best defensive team in the league. But over the last 10 games, they've actually dropped down to 19th. Their defense has taken a bit of a hit. They haven't been as consistent defensively as what they were. Their offense kind of comes and goes at times as well. You know, they're rebounding. They're not a great rebounding team. They're not a great shot blocking team. They do turn the ball over quite a bit at times as well. So there are definitely a team where the Bulls can take advantage of some things with them. We just got to see if they're going to do it. That's always this thing with this Bulls team, is that they're capable of a lot, but will they do it on any given night? That's why you usually question it. And we got to see now what's going to happen here, man. The Bulls need to lock in. They need to play on both sides of the ball. They need to give that effort. You're going to need to have somebody step up in this game. And if you do, we know that the Bulls can beat anybody. But they can lose to anybody as well, right? Like we've seen that this is a team that can literally lose to anybody. And so if they come in prepared, they come in locked in, they trust their game plan, they don't settle. With this Miami Heat defense is that you want to move consistently without the ball. Now, that's something you want to do regardless, night in and night out. It's something that I've been complaining a lot about the Bulls not doing consistently, is that it's almost like they don't understand the benefits of moving without the ball and how that helps make your offense easier on you and puts the defense in an advantageous situation. But the Bulls just got to do it, man. That's just what it comes down to. We could talk all day about the ifs, ands, and buts, but they got to come in here and do it. They got to come in here and lock in. They got to take pride in doing the small things. They got to take pride in finding their teammates. They got to take pride in communicating on the defensive side of the ball. They got to take pride in playing a full 4 quarters of basketball. That's what hurt them in the last game, is they didn't play a full 4 quarters of basketball. They matched with that Detroit Pistons team for 3 quarters and then shit the bed in the 4th quarter of the game. You got to play. You are not talented enough to take quarters off of basketball. You're not talented enough to not move without the ball. You are not talented enough to not give 110% effort. You just aren't. And Billy Donovan said something similar, and that's when the participation trophy households got in their feelings. Oh my God, how can you say that about your team? Because it's fucking true. That's why he said it, because it's fucking true. So you need to be able to lock in and do those things. If you don't take care, if you don't make those things routine, if you don't make those things habit, if you don't make those things part of your identity, you're going to get your ass kicked. And you're going to get your ass kicked by a lot of teams in this league if you don't do that. The jury's out on the Chicago Bulls. Like, If teams know if you just keep fighting, you can take away any lead that this Bulls team have. If you just keep fighting, you can disrupt anything that this team's trying to do. The jury is out. Everybody knows the story's written on the Chicago Bulls team until they change it. You have to take that pride in it every single night. And that goes from coaching, that goes to players, that goes to everything. Unless you want to be a loser. And that's what this team is right now. They're losers. So, we'll see what they do today. Whole lot of bull. What up, bro? I think today's game is going to be like the Adelaide weather this week, a heat wave. It could very well be. Could very well be. Not saying we should trade for him, but if we had Bam as our starting center, do you think this team would do our 180 in when it comes to defense? Just a question. I mean, Bam's a great defensive center. I do think, Bam's a little bit undersized, but it hasn't really stopped him from having a great career. I don't know if it makes it do a complete 180, but it definitely helps with a lot of what we need because Bam is that good of a defender. He's a communicator. He can be a quarterback for you on the defensive side of the ball. You need all of that. Looking for Modest to have a big game attacking the rim, and hopefully Kobe gets in there too. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. What's up, Haize? First of all, spell my name right, Anthony. You've been here too long, Mr. Vargas, to be misspelling my name. Put the I in the right goddamn spot, bro. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I would like to see a mid-range shot tonight. We take mid-range shots every game. We just don't take a lot of them. Hey, he's interested in your opinion on Lachlan Albrecht. How do you think he has performed the last couple of games? And do you think his energy rubs off on the team? I don't think he's at the place where his energy is rubbing off on anything. I do like Lachlan. For what he is, his draft position, all that, I like Lachlan. He has a lot left to show before I'd be willing to say he can be a consistent, even rotational piece. But I like his toughness. I like the fact he doesn't back down. I like that you always can tell he's always active. He's always moving. He's always trying to attack. Like, I like that. Like, those are the type of bigs that you want on your team, especially for the back end of the bench bigs. I like it. But then again, he's still a very raw player in terms of NBA basketball. And so he's gonna have to learn that how consistent the size and speed of these players are. He's just gonna have to learn that. Exactly. They always collapse in the fourth, and we've seen this especially in that 7-game losing streak. Absolutely. Absolutely, Kate. Why do you think Billy isn't going for the double big lineup with Vooch and Albrecht? It's been successful for us when he's using – well, it's been – so, okay, we got to put that in perspective. The double big lineup has only worked with Zach Collins and Jalen Smith. It hasn't worked with Vooch and Zach. It hasn't worked with Vooch and Jalen. And now with Lachlan Albrecht, you only have one backup big, so – if you put a double big lineup out there, that means when Vooch gets tired, you're going to run P. Will out there as a small ball center. You don't want to do that. So it's hard to run a double big lineup when you only have two legitimate bigs, and Lachlan is still an undersized big. So I think that's why you're not seeing it nearly as much, but I also want to put that perspective on it. The only double big lineup that has been effective is Zach Collins and Jalen Smith. That's why I said after the trade deadline, even if Vooch is still here, I want to see Zach Collins and Jalen Smith be the starting 5 and the starting 4. I just think that would really change a lot for this Bulls team. You move Modest to the 3 then, and, at that point in time, you just run that for the rest of the season. I think if you have Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Modest Buzelis, Jalen Smith, Zach Collins, you have a nice balance of more defense in that starting lineup, more rim protection, better pick-and-roll coverage. I know Isaac Okoro is supposed to be the defender, but his defensive metrics aren't even that good. They were great to start off the year. Like the first, 12 game, Isaac Okoro's defensive metrics were amazing, but he's fallen off the cliff since then. So, he's not really giving you anything offensively consistently. So that's what I would like to see happen, but hey, that's just me. Have liked the Albrecht minutes lately, not bad for a second pick. Yeah, not bad. I mean, when you look at a second round pick, like if those guys can even be consistent rotational pieces for you, that's better than most second round picks end up being. So, we'll see if he can do that. The fuck? I just want Modest to shine. I mean, I want to win basketball games. I'm not saying that we should or we shouldn't trade anybody, but if we're going to trade someone, you better get something that's long-term that you can use in the future. No expiring contract. I got to disagree with that, Shay, because if you take back some expiring contracts, maybe that means you get a pick because the value isn't in the contracts of the players. Like, there's a lot of different permutations that you can go to get a really good trade. It just, we'll see. Hey, everyone, what's going on, Ark? I'm stressed out and it hasn't even started. Like, listen, do like me. Do not let the Bulls stress you out no more. Don't let them stress you out. We should be top 5 in the league if we actually had more grit. How the fuck we beat the Nuggets, I don't know. I mean, listen, it's any given day, any team could win. I don't know if the Bulls should be top 5. I can't say that I've seen anything like that. So I was watching your video earlier. You said something about Zubac from the Clippers. No cap. That's one of my favorite centers. I think he's just what we need. I mean, the thing with Zubac just becomes that he's close to 30. Right? He's a couple of years away from 30, but that's typically when you see those non-athletic bigs starts falling off. But he's only on contract for 2 years after the season anyway, so I'm not mad at that part of it. I think Zubac brings a lot of the type of center that we need. I think Zubac basically gives you a quality starting center now, and then you can find your long-term future starting center of the future in the draft or something like that. I think that's what a Zubac trade can do. Now, I'm not necessarily for giving up Kobe for that, but, it is what it is. At this point, Hornets looking better than the Hornets are not looking better than us. I'm sorry. That's just cap. Like, I get it. I get being disappointed in the Bulls. I understand that. But have you actually watched a lot of Charlotte Hornets basketball? There is no way in hell the Charlotte Hornets look better than the Chicago Bulls. I know that they've beat us. But if you watch them day in and day out, that's a team that, like, listen, LaMelo Ball is going to be the next Trae Young. And he's not even small like Trae Young. That motherfucker, LaMelo Ball does not know how to make a winning basketball play to save his fucking life. Haize, any thoughts on targeting Peyton Watson this offseason? He'll be a restricted free agent, has been bought. The Denver Nuggets aren't letting him go. Keep in mind, that was part of the reason they let Mike Malone go is because he didn't believe in Peyton Watson. So they're not letting Peyton Watson get up out of there. Why does Javon Carter keep getting put on the back burner like for all he does is get buckets? That's not all he does is get buckets. He misses defensive assignments. He gets turnovers. He takes a lot of shots. He misses more shots than he makes. Javon Carter's not a good basketball player, bro. What are we going through now is a perfect example of why it's important to draft right. Just imagine how we drafted the center instead of Terry. You're talking about a different team a little bit. Yeah, but you probably also don't have Miles Buzelis at that point. Like, if the Bulls draft Walker Kessler, I don't think we're as bad as I'm still not saying that we're some championship contending team, but I think you probably don't have a Modest Buzelis on this team. You probably don't, right? But hey, I mean, you never know. All the different multiverses, you just never know. I miss Torrey Craig. Why? Torrey Craig was terrible his last year here. Is Torrey Craig even on the roster right now? I feel like the last time we played the Heat, that was the game that sucked out our. First of all, hold on, wait a second. You talking about snatching souls? That's crazy, Ark. That's wild. Where's your husband at, Art? Tell him to call me. Give him my number right now. I got to tell on you. I'm telling. I'm snitching. I'm telling. I'm saying, hey, Ark was in here talking about snatching souls. She got a soul snatched in Miami. No, I'm just playing with you. Just want our team to be resilient, and I agree with you. If Atlanta want Kobe, I want Dyson Daniels. Then you're not getting them. You're not getting Dyson Daniels. I like Lachlan as the energy guy off the bench, but he definitely needs more NBA time to develop than just balling in the G League. I don't disagree with you at all. Definitely don't disagree with you. What up, Forrest? How you doing, brother? Him and John Collins for Vooch and Patrick Williams, and we throw in a couple of seconds. No, what? No. What? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Scott, you need some milk, bro. Preferably titty milk. Go get some titty milk. It'll help your brain develop it a little bit, bro. I'm sure there's some Ethiopian selling titty milk somewhere out there, bro. You can just go get you some titty milk, bro. Go get you some titty milk, man. You need something. You got to do something, bro. That's wild. Wait, I want to try something. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Hold on. Does this play if I do this?
give up on this team. This team is gonna play hard. This will make the playoffs. This team is gonna make the player. I got faith in this team. I think they can get the number 6-0.
I didn't even know I could do that with this software. That's crazy.
Nelsondalone 5998 says, "NA, you right."
Can y'all hear that? Is that coming through on y'all side? That's crazy.
Nelsondalone 5998 says, "For all we know, we might win the East. If we suit up, we can."
That's crazy. I didn't even know you could do that. That's wild. That's crazy. Oh, I'm going to use that when I'm feeling like being lazy and stop. Oh, where's Shay's comments? Oh, my God. I can't wait till Shay has a typo again. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm going to have so much fun with that. I'm going to have so much fun with it. That's crazy. For all we know, we might win the East. If we suit up, bro, stop it, bro. Stop it, man. Just stop, bro. Win the East? Win the East, bro? The fuck is wrong with you, man? Wait a second.
Oh, come on. Snatching souls is only my side hustle.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a side hustle of snatching souls is crazy. That's wild. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. That's crazy. That's crazy. You crazy for thinking I'm crazy, motherfucker. I'm talking about things that I can imagine AK will do. No, you're crazy and a little retarded as well. Just a little bit. Just a little retarded. Why the fuck would you want John Collins on this team? Like, literally. Just because you think it don't mean that it's smart, bro. Like, that's just not. That's stupid. That's crazy. Can you change the voice output? I didn't even know I could do it. So much less can I change some shit. I have no fucking idea. I'm not even going in front of you. I have no idea if I can change it or not. My boy had to flex the hairline. I feel. Listen, the funny thing is that why do people think because you wear hats that you bald? Like, a nigga can't just like hats. I can't just like hats. People, every time I take off my hat, damn, I thought where the fuck did you get I was bald at? You see how thick this beard is? You think that my hair is not thick too? That's crazy. That's wild. Haize, I've been listening for too long, a few months now, but you make the community so much fun to be a part of. Props to you. I appreciate that. Man. Looking forward to this game, but more hype for the Dallas game. Flag versus Modest is going to be fun. Shit, Modest is about to get cooked, bro. I'm telling y'all this, right? I remember when me and C-Dub were arguing when he was like, Modest is as good as Cooper Flag. I was like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? He was like, oh, Modest is a better player than Cooper Flag. I'm like, okay. Watch when Coop gets into the NBA. About a month later, I was like, hey, man, listen. What do you like, do you still feel that way? He was like, no, man, I don't feel that way no more. I'm like, exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, people who thought there was a whole thing in the community that people were like, oh my God, we got Cooper at home. I'm like, nigga, if you don't stop smoking dick, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you that you think that Modest Buzelis is as good as Cooper Flag? Like, that's just silly. That's just silly. You got an old version of John Collins in your head. I would take John Collins on the court over. No, I mean, I take a ding dong, a Hostess cupcake over P. Will. Comparing somebody to P. Will, if you have to compare them to P. Will, they're not a good basketball player. Let's just go on this. When John Collins is on the court, they have a negative net rating of -10. Their plus minus is -24. Their offensive rating drops almost 7 points. Their defensive rating gets worse by 3 points. What do you talk? John Collins is not a good basketball player. He's not a good basketball player. He's just not. He's not a good basketball player. Get over it. That's almost as bad as people asking for bowl. Like, what are we talking about? That's why I thought you looked like John when I started following this podcast. It was the hat Haize. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Just imagine we had drafted Cooper and Modest. The United Center would be sold out every game. The United Center would be sold out every game. I mean, we might as well change our name to the Chicago White Man March at that point. But I'm not mad at it because that would be crazy. You know what too? If you had Cooper Flagg, Modest Buzelis, and Ayo Dosunmu on the same team, those three would push each other so much. And that's not to knock any other player on the team, but I'm just saying those three players would push each other so much it would be ridiculous. Are we cutting P. Will? You can't cut a player with 3 guaranteed years left on their contract, bro. You can't cut a player with that much guaranteed money left on their deal. I'll take Vegemite over P. Will. Exactly. Stats aren't the end-all, be-all. Like, see, this is how I know people don't actually talk basketball. Box score stats aren't the end-all, be-all. You need to look at what's the success in that. If you put up 13 points, but yet you give up 15 on average, those 13 points ain't going to mean nothing. John Collins is not a good basketball player. I don't care what the stats say. When he's on the basketball court, the Los Angeles Clippers are worse. That's not a good basketball player. It's just not. Look at Trae Young's numbers. Atlanta just sent him away for basically nothing because, you know what? Numbers ain't everything. Damn, a spider just dropped down. That's a white spider, too. What the fuck? Haize don't do spiders. P. Will ain't bad. P. Will's very bad. He's very bad. Go and look at his defensive numbers. He's a very bad basketball player. P. Will is bad. Did we just have somebody try to defend that P. Will isn't bad? That's crazy. How similar to Trae Young and Kobe White's play style? How does this trade affect Kobe's trade value? Well, if you go to look at my daily episode today, I actually go into that. Kobe and Trae aren't similar scorers at all. Kobe's way better off ball. He's a better rebounder. He's not the passer that Trae Young is at all. But Trae can't play with another ball-dominant player. He just can't. John Collins is an empty stat. Exactly. But all right, y'all. Gonna get ready to wrap up the pregame show. I always have fun with y'all, man. The pregames, the live streams in general are a lot more laid back. I'm glad you guys have fun with them. I'm glad that we're always able to kick it as a family, even when we argue, man. Yeah, you guys are amazing, man. Is that Luke's burner? P. Will ain't bad. That's listen. Luke definitely has a picture of P. Will and Taylor. Where I have the Bulls heads, that's P. Will and Taylor Horton Tucker. He'd be like, my precious, stun on these hoes. That's what he'd be doing. White spiders are potentially so.
Archangel says, be careful. White spiders are also potentially soul suckers.
That's crazy. That's wild. That is crazy. That's crazy. Man. All right, y'all. I love you guys, man. You guys are nothing less than amazing. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'll catch you guys in a minute. Love you guys. Go Bulls. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.